Hey YouTube fans, it's me the Storyman, and welcome back to my latest video. Today I'm reading a story which I made from Chat GPT called the MagicPunk Chronicles. So remember folks, like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment down the comment section below. Remember, the story is made by Chat GPT, but the voice acting, dramatic flair, what else? Storytelling, narration, and ad-libbing were all done by a real human being, which I call myself the Storyman. Well, today is sunny again. Looks like the weather's healing now. Though there's still rainy days ahead for the Philippines, but I feel like we can go through this. Let's see if this story would help out. Oh, it has a chapter name. First chapter, The Age of Awakening. In the year 1847, the world believed it understood itself. Steam engines crossed Europe. Telegraph wires connected cities. Railways cut through mountains, and factories rose like iron forests above crowded streets. Scientists measured the stars, mapped the oceans, and declared that mankind was entering an age where superstition would finally give way to reason. It did. But this story is an alternate to see what happens if there's something else introduced. Let's see. Then, beneath the city of Edinburgh, a miner discovered a door that had not existed the day before. It was made of black stone. There were no hinges, no handle, and no visible means of opening it. Strange silver symbols covered its surface, glowing faintly in the darkness. The miner touched one. The mountain screamed. Ah! That night, an earthquake shook Scotland. Streets cracked open, wells boiled over, and thousands of people reported seeing blue lights falling from the sky. But the greatest discovery was beneath the ground. There's always this nice things discovered in the ground. So many artifacts lost to time, always buried in the earth. I wonder how much is buried. I can imagine how much that is. The door had opened into a vast underground world. It contained enormous caverns, forgotten ruins, monsters that never appeared in any natural history book, and crystals that produced light without fire. The newspapers called it the Edinburgh Dungeon. At first, governments attempted to hide it. They failed. Of course they failed. Of course, people during the 19th century were always full of curiosity and wanted to see things. Similar entrances soon appeared across the world. It seems England wasn't the first one to have this. A dungeon was discovered beneath the Alps. Another appeared under a village in Japan. Explorers found one beneath the Sahara, while an expedition in South America uncovered a staircase descending farther than any human-made structure could possibly reach. I can imagine we have something like that, but those have been lost to time. Within 10 years, hundreds had appeared, and with dungeons came magic. Scientists discovered that certain crystals could store energy. Humans exposed to them began developing abilities that seemed impossible. Healing wounds with their hands, creating flames from empty air, moving objects without touching them, and occasionally hearing voices from places that did not exist. Looks like there are telepaths and magic casters here. Looks like magic had entered the realm of the 19th century. Let's see how this affects them. The first person officially recognized as a mage was a young French woman named Eloise Martin. I hope I pronounced that right, since it's a French pronunciation. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Please don't flame me there. During an accident in the Paris laboratory, an explosion killed 3 researchers. Eloise instinctively raised her hands. The fire stopped. It did not disappear. It simply froze in midair. I can imagine seeing froze like this. She tried to stop it, and then everything is frozen fire. God, I can imagine how frightening that is for her to see that. Her photograph appeared in newspapers across the world. Humanity spent thousands of years asking whether magic was real. Now it had an answer. And the answer is... Yes. Second chapter, The Dungeon Rush. The discovery changed the 19th century more dramatically than the invention of steam power. Countries began competing for dungeons. Britain established the Royal Dungeon Survey. France created the Arcane Ministry. The German states funded magical academies. The United States sent expeditions into newly discovered American dungeons. I can imagine how that worked. Now it's a second age of discovery. The greatest powers of the world quickly realized that dungeons contained something more valuable than gold. They contained mana crystals. Mana could power engines, strengthen weapons, heal injuries, and fuel magic spells. The Industrial Revolution became the Arcane Industrial Revolution. Looks like it's been changed. Steam engines were combined with magic. Telegraph systems became faster when powered by mana. Oh yes. Hospitals began using magical healing alongside medicine. Factories developed enchanted machines that could work without rest. I can imagine a lot of workers lost jobs. Cities became brighter, larger, and more dangerous. But the dungeons were not empty. Monsters began escaping. Ooh, of course, if we had dungeons, there would be some monsters to fight. And there'd be a lot. At first, they were small. Wolves with glowing eyes, insects the size of horses, creatures made of stone. Wow, those are small? I guess those are the basic standards. I hope they can fight it, especially if it's the 19th century. Oh lord, how prepared could they be? Then came the dragons. In 1873, a dragon emerged from a dungeon beneath the Carpathian Mountains. I hope I pronounced that right. Apologies for the mispronunciation. And flew across Europe. It destroyed 3 villages before being stopped by an international army of soldiers and mages. The battle lasted 9 hours. Oh wow, that's long. Humanity won, but everyone understood the message. The creatures beneath the earth were becoming stronger. So humanity had become stronger too. They need to survive this, if not, they're screwed. The birth of adventurers, the next chapter. By the end of the century, a new profession had emerged, adventurers. They were explorers, soldiers, scholars, treasure hunters, and mages who entered dungeons to map them, collect resources, rescue people, and defeat monsters. The most famous adventurers became celebrities. Children collected their portraits. Kings invited them to their courts. Universities studied their discoveries. One expedition even discovered an underground city whose inhabitants claimed that humanity had once possessed magic thousands of years earlier. Wow, I can imagine how that would be. Goddamn. According to the city's ancient records, magic had not appeared in the 19th century. It had returned. The revelation terrified historians. If magic had existed before, why had it disappeared? And what happened to the civilization that used it? The answer came in 1899. Of course, something that discovery can also cause immense harm. Ooh, how frightening that would be. Ooh. A team of explorers reached the deepest dungeon beneath the Mediterranean. Ooh, that's deep. I'll admit though, 19th century technology wasn't that developed yet. But in this timeline, maybe. There they discovered a colossal black structure called the World Gate. The gate contained a warning written in dozens of ancient languages. It said, "Magic does not belong to mankind. It belongs to the world. And the world remembers those who take too much." The explorers did not understand the warning. They would soon wish they had. Oh boy. Looks like they're going to learn this the hard way. The Great Awakening. In January 1900, every dungeon in the world opened simultaneously. For exactly 13 minutes, the sky turned violet. Mountains shook. Oceans rised. Oh wow. Every magical crystal on Earth awakened, and millions of ordinary people suddenly gained magical abilities. The event became known as the Great Awakening. Humanity and civilization changed forever. The old governments could no longer control magic. New nations were formed around powerful magical regions. Universities became centers of arcane research. Military technology advanced at an astonishing rate. Of course it is. Oh boy. By 1920, aircraft were powered by enchanted engines. Oh wow. I wonder how advanced they could be. By 1940, magical weapons had changed warfare. By 1960, humans had established permanent cities inside some dungeons. By 1980, scientists discovered how to use mana to send probes beyond the solar system. Wow. And by the beginning of the 21st century, humanity had achieved something once considered impossible. It reached the stars. I guess from back then, there was no reason to advance. With all the magic going on, I guess they're too busy fixing that first before trying to explore. Looks like the space race never happened. Well, it happened earlier on in the 21st century. But in this timeline here, it happened during 1969. Yet, the greatest discovery was still waiting. In 2037, Expedition on Mars discovered a dungeon. Not a cave, not a ruin, a dungeon. Its entrance was identical to the ones first discovered on Earth nearly 2 centuries earlier. Inside were monsters, ancient ruins, mana crystals. Oh boy, even the other planets have it. And carved into the wall the same morning found beneath the Mediterranean. But this time, there was another sentence. It read this. Let me read. Earth was only the first dungeon. Humanity finally understood. They were not the first. They were the first, but there were others that came after them. The dungeons had never been prisons. They were doors. Doors connecting worlds. The monsters had not been invading Earth. They had been arriving from somewhere else. Oh boy. And magic had not appeared because humanity had discovered it. Oh no, there was something else into play. Magic had appeared because something beyond Earth had finally noticed humanity. And the centuries that followed, humanity stopped thinking of itself as a species trapped on one planet. Mages became explorers of other dimensions. Adventurers became pioneers. Scientists learned to combine physics and magic into a single discipline. Human cities expanded onto the moon, Mars, and beyond. But every generation remembered the lesson of the 19th century. And this is what it said. Progress was not about conquering the unknown. It was about surviving long enough to understand it. Fair point, though. And somewhere beyond the stars, behind 1,000 unexplored dungeon gates, something was waiting. Something that had been waiting since before humanity learned to write. Oh boy, thousands of years in the past. The age of magic had begun in the 19th century. But the age of worlds had only just begun. Oh boy, let's see how far that goes. And that's the story of the MagicPunk Chronicles. So thank you for watching my video. This is the Story Man signing out. So remember folks, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Remember, hit that like button to like my video down there. Click the thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel by clicking the bell to get notifications and updates from me. Comment down in the comment section below on what kind of story you want me to make, and I will make it. Any requests, I will do it. Any genre, I will do so. If you do all that, this thumb will go to the end with a thumbs up. Remember, like, comment, subscribe equals a thumbs up from me to you. Remember, the story is made by Chat GPT, but the voice acting, dramatic flair, storytelling, narration, and ad-libbing were all done by a real human being, which I call myself the Story Man. I hope you like the story, and thank you for watching my video. Thank you, and goodbye. Goodbye, 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 bye-bye. Bye.